unless God's power flows through you, because he is the sole doer. Now these are the Master's words, and let us never forget. Guru is ordained by God. Guru is ordained by God to help the individual in response to deep prayer. How do you think you came here and contacted this channel? It just didn't happen, because in your heart you had a desire to know the one Guru, God, and so he responded and sent you the channel. That's what it means. The Guru is he who is ordained by God to help the individual in response to deep prayer. He is not an ordinary teacher, but a Guru or a vehicle whose body, whose speech, mind, and spirituality God himself uses to bring the lost souls back to the home of immortality. Isn't that wonderful? We must realize that in all religions throughout the ages, God has sent these special instruments to lead the lost souls back home to God or to their cosmic home. These souls God uses in response to the prayers of people to be rid of this delusion and its trouble and know what they really are and from whence they have come. One thing let me point out. The Guru uses his body, his speech, his mind, plus his spirituality to bring those lost souls back home to him. That spirituality is the most important part, because the spirituality of a true channel or Guru is what? It's the omniscience of God. It is the fact that God's omniscience is dynamic to that channel, to the Guru. That's why he can help you and help me and all others to whom God has responded. The spirituality of the Guru is the important thing. And that's the fact that God's omniscience is his own. Christ's consciousness is his own. Now, in ordinary teachers, they may be able to help you in many ways, but that one point is missing. And that's the important point. The spirituality of the Guru is the fact that God's omniscience is dynamic to his consciousness. Therefore, he can take you back home to that omniscience. Ordinary teachers are many. Realize this. There are many ordinary teachers, but there's one channel to go back to God, and God has responded to you and sent you that channel. Realize the difference. Realize that you be not sidetracked and lose that opportunity to once more know God from whom you have come, your one immortal nature, your divinity. Jesus said, before Abraham was, I am. Jesus, of course, manifested the omniscience of God, which always was and always will be. That's what he meant. Before Abraham was, I am. Meaning he spoke not from his personality, but from the Christ consciousness within him, from the omniscience of God within him. That's the mark of a true Guru. They speak not from the ego consciousness, but from the omniscience of God in them. You see the difference? God has commissioned them. God has appointed them, through whom he may manifest to those hungry souls wanting to return once more to him. And so it is wonderful to know that discipleship is just as dynamic and necessary right now as it ever was. In the time of Krishna, Krishna was a manifestation of God, a great Guru. And Gandhi, who came many years later, a follower of Hinduism, also recognized the one eternal God as the supreme Guru. And so, discipleship is right now dynamic. necessary and available, even though Krishna has gone. Take Jesus, for instance. Jesus had his disciples in the ordinary sense of the word, but true discipleship is available right now. St. Francis came many, many, many years after Jesus, but there was no greater follower of Jesus or disciple than St. Francis. And so do not think because the channel of self-realization has gone into the omniscience of God that it is not available. It's just as available and always will be. God has responded to us who follow self-realization in this particular way. It is available even more so now, even though the channel has gone into the omniscience of God. These are facts. Realize that. If God is the sole guru, discipleship is just as dynamic now as it ever has been, and it's just as necessary now for each and every one of us to know the true guru and be a true disciple of God. The need for God is paramount today because of one unalterable law. Discipleship today is our subject. Discipleship is absolutely necessary today, just the same as it was ages ago, because of one law. And what is that law? The law is this, and I read from the 82nd Psalm, the 6th verse. We are made in the image of God. We are God's children. And in that psalm it says, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Now because of this law, that we are